Go, 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 let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick, I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Yo, bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most. I tell her, little bitch, you so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me. Niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers.
Of course, this will be the story about Uzumaki Naruto, but I feel as if we need to change the dynamic and the goals of our protagonists. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's start at the beginning. Minato Uzumaki was left in the Leaf Village as an orphan by his parents. He grew up in the Leaf, sort of as an outcast, not because the villagers hated the boy. In fact, they had adored having the power of a true Uzumaki at their disposal. It was actually the opposite. As Minato grew up, he heard the rumors of the Leaf not helping out the Whirlpool village, which eventually had caused their downfall. Minato had a good heart, but hearing that a place like this, that he could have called home, was destroyed because the world powers had did this, it only caused his anger to then further develop. Minato swore to the heavens that he would one day reclaim the Whirlpool village and build the Uzumaki clan from scratch if he had to. A couple more years had passed, which led to the meeting of Minato and Kushina, as it was love at first sight. Her beautiful red hair caught his attention more than anything. As her rage, Minato, well, he was used to it, due to his own short temper at times. However, he was able to hide it better than her. The rest of their story is history. But I will add that Minato does recover a lot of the Uzumaki's history, scrolls, and artifacts on his journey to becoming the Hokage. And because of his immense chakra supply and control over it, well, Minato could perfect jutsu like the Rasengan and even the Flying Raijin, as he was also a candidate to become the next Jinchuriki. But it was still left to Kushina. He also has other Uzumaki techniques that may prove to be useful later on. On the night of Naruto's birth, the attack on the Leaf still does happen. Minato springs into action to fight the Masked Man, while Hiruzen takes care of the Nine Tails. The Masked Man is sent flying throughout the forest before being slammed into the ground, but he walks right through the attacks as if they were nothing. Minato flips away, noting that this must be the ability of his Mangekyo Sharingan. It's quite impressive, but he has a few tricks of his own. Minato slams his hands on the ground as he shouts, "Earth Style, Boulder Release." Rocks appear from all sides around the Masked Man and begin rolling towards him with great speed. This trick again. It might have worked back then, but this time is different. The Masked Man allows the rocks to crush him, leading to Minato standing on top of them. Suddenly, his throat is then grabbed, and the air leaves his lungs slowly. I pity you, fourth Hokage. First you lost your parents, then your home, and now it seems you're about to lose everything that you have left. Minato grabs his arms and then turns in the lightning, revealing he was a clone, as now from behind the Masked Man, he had appeared. As I see it, if I have nothing to lose, then I have the world to gain. A Rasengan slams into the Masked Man, sending him flying throughout the forest once again, with taking the full impact of the attack. Minato reaches his location using one of the seals and begins looking around, not sensing him at all. At this moment, we see another clone of the fourth Hokage meditating and then entering a perfected Sage Mode. As he enters this Sage Mode, he then dodges the chains of the Masked Man and kicks him away, although his leg ends up going right through him. Minato then teleports to a tree branch, avoiding the follow-up attack. He's quick, and he's crafty. For me to win this, I'll have to use it. Minato summons the adamantium chains, placing a seal on the ground. Tell me something. Who are you? And why are you attacking this place? I am a name that may have been forgotten throughout the Leaf's corrupted history. The ghost of the Uchiha, Madara. Minato's eyes would widen as he sees a fireball coming right at him. The fourth Hokage stands tall without even moving, and the adamantium chains come from the ground, blocking the attack, as the Masked Man exclaims that this should be impossible. What type of jutsu is this? Well, it's something that I came up with during the last war. A defensive jutsu that reacts to chakra-based attacks. It only works when I'm in Sage mode. This just means that it's time for us to end this battle with taijutsu. Madara looks at the Hokage with disbelief. With just that one feat in jutsu, he was able to overcome his Mangekyo Sharingan. However, landing an attack would still prove to be complicated. The adamantine chains begin trying to stab Madara while he becomes intangible. It's no use. As he began to use his own chains to counter Minato, would hit him with a Sage mode water bullet. As he's hit against the tree, the masked man exploded from a ceiling tag, which caused smoke to fill the air. While looking around and using his Sharingan, Madara prepared himself for the next attack and where it would come from. Wind style / barrage. Cuts in the mask and the dark outfit will be seen, as now the masked man, or Madara, was forced to retreat, or he would have been cut to pieces. Minato now stands on a tree, watching the tail beast shoot a Biju bomb right at the Hokage monument. The rest of the night would then remain the same, with the sacrifice of the Leaf's fourth Hokage and his wife. As in his final words of the night, he tells Hiruzen and his son to avenge the UZUMAKI clan and rebuild them for their greatness. As for Hiruzen, he states that Naruto must be seen as a hero no matter what, especially since this Naruto has the entire Nine Tails sealed within him. Hiruzen holds the baby Naruto looking down at him. His red hair swayed in the night breeze. As it seemed, he had left it all to his son. Hiruzen didn't know what to think of this, but he knew he had to protect the boy. 7 years after the attack on Konoha, Naruto is seen waking up in his own small house and he walks out. He does his usual morning stretches leading to his daily training. He begins his taijutsu training on the wooden dummy, noting that today feels off for some reason. He just can't put his finger on it. He continuously practices until an hour passes, and then another, as this is when Kakashi would arrive. Uncle Kakashi, you're late again. Sorry, Naruto, I already know. You got lost on the path of life. Let's just spar already. Kakashi would nod, noting that Naruto's growth over this past year has been nothing but astonishing. He's continuously growing to live up to his father's name. Naruto stretches his legs a little bit and then rushes Kakashi. He swings one of his legs and it's grabbed. This is when Naruto would throw a punch, but it's blocked. Almost, Naruto. Kakashi then throws him to the side, stating that he's improving, but it'll take more than that, especially to defeat a Jonin like himself. No, I don't want to lose. Not yet. If I lose, then I'll never become the Hokage. Naruto speeds up his kicks and his strikes, but he's blocked by his sensei's attacks. Not bad, but he might attack from one of my blind spots. Naruto would kick up sand, trying to confuse Kakashi as Kakashi turns to block an attack. However, his pupil isn't there. Naruto was right above Kakashi, kicking down at him. A log would then be left in his place, and Naruto was hit with a fury of punches before landing against his own training dummy. Good job today, Naruto, but that's enough. Whatever. I'm going to beat you one day. Naruto then heads inside of the main Sarutobi house to take a bath, while Azuma will walk out. Hey Naruto. What up, big bro Azuma? How was your training this morning? Unsuccessful as always. It's alright, kid. You'll get him one day. Naruto would smile as Azuma steps out to smoke while looking to Kakashi. He's incredible, isn't he? That's not even close. But I don't understand why he wants to defeat me so bad. Azuma then blows out smoke and begins laughing, telling Kakashi a shinobi of his caliber should be able to figure out something that's so simple. Naruto can't become the Hokage if he can't beat any of the Hokage's students. The eye of Kakashi widens as he remembers Obito, as that would be something that he would say. But Naruto is no Obito. Not at all. As he could even turn out to rival the first two Hokage with his progress. Naruto is then seen sitting at his table, eating the food that had already been prepared for him. Azuma slides the door back open and enters the room, placing a hand on the head of Naruto. Guess what, kid? Kakashi thinks you're ready for some real training. Naruto's eyes gain a spark, asking if that mean they'd start, as Azuma would nod, stating that his kenjutsu training or sword training would begin very soon, as it would be at the end of the day when he returns from a mission, because he has to go away from the leaf for a couple hours. Naruto nods and then heads out of the village as he jumps from building to building, looking at his home, and then his father's face on the monument. I'll surpass all of you and become the best Hokage. Especially you, father. Naruto runs around on the rooftops and stops in the Nara area. He lands on a gate and then knocks on a door. Shikamaru then slides the door open with a tired expression. Come on, Naruto. You do this every day. It's such a drag. Don't you get tired of it? If I do it every day, then you should be used to it using your own logic. Now let's go. Naruto and Shikamaru get the rest of their friends and they head to the gate of the village. As they stand on top of it, looking down at the shinobi who were leaving for their missions for the day. Naruto and Shikamaru both note that it's weird that so many Jonins were leaving today on missions. That means that something must be happening outside the village, as hopefully it's not another war. That same weird feeling then comes back to Naruto as he turns around, but he sees nothing. However, in the shadows, Danzo had vanished with a grin on his face. As that night, while Naruto was asleep, he woke up in a cold sweat. Maybe he was just tired from all his training with Azuma, or it could have been something else. Naruto got up and then saw the shadow of someone outside his window. He ran outside with his new katana and then looked towards the buildings. He jumped up, staring around, and then saw the black outfit of someone. Naruto had chased after him, wondering where he was going as he ended up in the Uchiha clan compound. What the hell? What's going on here? Answer me, damn it! Naruto unsheathed his blade, looking forward, as the masked man turned around, getting flashbacks to Minato. Oh, amazing. Seems you survived that dreadful night. What are you talking about? The masked man then began circling Naruto while retelling the story of his own birth. Naruto Uzumaki, the final rose of the Uzumaki clan. It seems that you and your father share that same look. Even with faced with utter defeat and death, you can't help but express your anger. I hate to break it to you, but I don't care at all. What? Yeah, it's that simple. You can talk about whatever you want to, but my old man was a damn Hokage, and I'll be damned if you talk down on him. And I'm going to be even better than him, so there's no way I'll let you stop me now. The masked man rushes Naruto, only to be blinded by a smokescreen. You crafty little bastard. Explosions then go off all around the masked man, with Naruto sitting on a rooftop smiling. That should do the trick. Now, to call Gramps. Naruto then watches as the smoke vanished, still to see the masked man standing there. A futile attack. Call it what you want. Naruto then rushes in, clashing blades with the man. I see. So you've even begun training. But at this age, you can't do anything. Naruto is grabbed by his face and thrown through a building. Meanwhile, Sasuke was looking up at his brother, standing on top of the light post, when Naruto burst into the street, breaking through a building next to him. He then rolls in front of Sasuke, spitting out blood on the ground, and he looks around. Hey Sasuke. Sorry I bursted in uninvited. I know you hate that, but this guy is pretty strong. You don't mind if I fight him here, do you? Itachi then looks around as he sees the masked man as well, and Sasuke would also see him, which only meant one thing to his young mind. Itachi was being controlled by this unknown Uchiha to do these things, as his big brother would never do something like this. Sasuke, with his own resolve gained thanks to his friend, awakened his Sharingan in a more controlled state. Well, as controlled as he can be in this scenario, promising to set his brother free. Both of the older Uchiha then looked at the pair of boys, leaving them starstruck in their differences in strength, as Naruto would then lay on his back and begins focusing his chakra to heal himself. So Sasuke, what now? The young Uchiha stares at the full moon, becomes stronger, and kill the masked man for making my brother do such things. Naruto then sits up looking around at all the death. For some reason, it made him wonder where his own clan was, since they weren't in the Leaf Village. Alright, Sasuke. Then it's a promise. From this day forward, we can't stop growing until we achieve our goals. Sasuke nods and the two bump fists, waiting on help to arrive. Once Azuma made it to them, he made sure that Naruto and Sasuke were okay, but the boys stayed silent. Until Naruto would speak. Big bro, I'll become the Hokage and crush anyone who stands in my way. Naruto's sadness had turned into anger and revenge. Sasuke also had the same type of feeling due to him not being placed in the infinite Tsukuyomi. This night would then dictate the history of our two future shinobi. Many years had already passed since the attack on the Leaf Village by the masked man and Itachi Uchiha. Naruto had become taking his training much more serious in this time, and had also learned to use 3 out of the 5 natural chakra natures thanks to the third Hokage, as well as his Kenjutsu became up to a tuning level with Azuma's training, and his natural abilities were even further honed due to Kakashi still being there as well. That morning, Naruto wakes up and looks around. Today is the day that I finally become a shinobi. Naruto would picture that night and smiles. You just wait, because the next time we'll meet, I'll be the one to kill you. Naruto heads to the main building and then sits down to eat breakfast with Konohamaru. The two share their meal, with Konohamaru wishing his big bro luck. Thanks. Alright, I'll be heading off now. Naruto leaves the building and heads to the academy, where he walks in and is greeted by everyone. Of course, Sasuke still sits alone, but he doesn't have that insane amount of trauma that he had in the original, so he does interact with people when he gets the chance. Naruto walks over to him today, telling him that they have to pass no matter what, and Sasuke only shows one of his eyes that has the Sharingan in it. I won't fail, and you shouldn't either, you simpleton. Naruto smiles, taking his seat, and is the first to call down to perform the clone jutsu. Naruto creates 3 regular clones, which might shock you, but his chakra control here is much better. Naruto then takes his seat, and the rest of the test goes as normal, except for Naruto letting Sasuke become the Rookie of the Year, as Naruto does this to not draw so much attention to himself, as he's not sure why he has to hide his abilities, but he'll listen to his grandpa for now. When the teams are made, when they're being made later on, Hiruzen decides not to place Naruto with Azuma or Kakashi, since they might show favoritism to the boy, and this could also impact their judgment on important missions because of their attachment to him. Instead, he decided to place someone else that should be perfect for Naruto to study under. Naruto will place his headband around his forehead, and once he gets it, he continues smiling for the rest of the day, saying that becoming the Hokage is one step even closer now. That night, while looking into the moon's light, Naruto notices something. It was late, but someone left the Hokage's building with a scroll of sealing. How interesting. But I guess since I'm a shinobi, I can fight within the village now. Perfect timing. Naruto summons his dual katana and then jumps in front of Hiruzen's stone head, chasing after this figure. He manages to track him outside the village, leading to Mizuki stopping and noticing that he's being trailed. He throws an explosive kunai back, causing Naruto to explode. Wait, that was Naruto. His thoughts are then interrupted by the real Naruto stealing the scroll of sealing and kicking him into a tree. Damn you. Why don't you join me and learn the real history of the Uzumaki? Naruto questions this and is asked by Mizuki why the Uzumaki don't exist now. Naruto tells him to shut up and covers his blade with chakra, sending a crescent blue slash towards him once he swings it. It cut through the shinobi, leading to Naruto actually opening the scroll because he was curious. When Iruka catches up to him, he had already learned the multi-shadow clone jutsu, and Iruka would look back at the dead shinobi asking if Naruto was the one to do this, and the boy just nods. It was either him or me, so I made the decision. Iruka nods, while also thinking that Naruto might be stronger than he realized to take out a Chunin that easy. The next day, Naruto arrives and is placed on Team 8 with his sensei being Kurenai and his other two teammates, Hinata Hyuga and Shino Aburame. She introduces herself while also sitting down outside. Starting from this day, I'll be your sensei. So let's get started. After all the introductions are done, each one of her students goes and sits in silence. Great. So I have a team with the shinobi who'd rather be quiet than talk. But I can work with that. I thought someone like the Hokage's son would be a little more outgoing. Maybe that night is still lingering upon his mind. Tell me something. Do each of you have a dream? They remained silent until Naruto spoke up. Yeah, I do. But it won't be a dream for long, as I'll make it a reality. I'll become the strongest, and then I'll become the Hokage of the Leaf Village. How about you two? Each one of them nods with Kurenai smiling. Most shinobi die before their dreams are even realized. It's a sad truth of our line of work, but I want to be the type of sensei who gets to live long enough to see each of your dreams come true. So just trust me, okay? All three of them seem to agree with this, and they begin their missions, helping around the village. Most of this is easy work for them, and it seems that Naruto was getting bored quickly. I'll also note that the team also begins their training with Kurenai, focused on their mental fortitude and their chakra control more than combat. One day, on their mission, Kurenai watches as Naruto tries to grab a cat and ends up hitting a branch so hard that he poofs into smoke, and she scoffs, noting that the kid really surprised her. As after the mission was over, Naruto was found by a sensei and questioned. Why did you leave the mission? Which one? Kurenai hits him on the head, stating that's not the point. Anyway, Naruto, you're quite gifted, so I understand that you don't wish to do pointless missions around the leaf. Pointless? Kurenai then looked down at her student, who had a very serious expression. Nothing about them was pointless. Do you think I've only been using one clone to help you guys out? Naruto then shows off the multi-shadow clone jutsu, while looking at his sensei. Nothing about helping my village is pointless. No matter how small the action is, it's important. I thought my sensei would have known better, but I guess not. The clones go up in smoke, with Naruto looking dead at Kurenai before walking away. The next time the team meets up, she has a different mission for them. It's still a pretty low rank one, but it should be good enough for them. Kurenai takes them to the house of an elderly man who can barely make it to the door. Oh, thank goodness you came. The man then turns, realizing that Naruto was there. Oh, hello there. It's been a while. Naruto nods, smiling, greeting the old man with a bow. I'd like you to deliver this letter to my son. He lives quite far from here, but I'd still like to check up on him and see how he's doing. The man hands it to Naruto. I entrust it to you, Naruto Uzumaki. The boy would nod, promising to make sure he receives it no matter what. The old man then thanked him before closing the door and heading inside. Naruto places the letter under his black undershirt to not lose it. Kurenai then turns to his team, exclaiming how they can head out now, as this will be their first mission outside of the village. Each one of them gives no reaction, which throws her off. Still not budging at all yet. These kids aren't going to make it easy for me at all. Her team leaves Konoha, and she continuously tries to strike up conversation, but each of them is pretty quiet and ends it fast. Eventually, they just begin to travel in silence until they reach the docks. Looks like we made it. Now, to find his son. Kurenai heads in one direction, but Naruto shouts for them to leave that man alone. She tells Naruto not to act rashly, but he rushes in alone. Pulling out his dual blades, he defends the man. What's your problem, kid? This lowlife is a thief. And so what if he is? You're just gonna kill him like it's nothing? Yeah, he's gonna be an example for the rest of these good-for-nothing piles of garbage. An angered Naruto coats his blade in chakra. Then let me be the example. A crowd of bandits then form around the area, with Kurenai telling Naruto to just let it go. No, as if I'd let someone die just in front of me when I could help them. If you want to fight, come at me instead. The bandits call the kid crazy but rush at him. Naruto notes the numbers aren't in his favor, so he changes that. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. At least 100 Naruto appear, but most go and protect the people who live in the small homes of the docks. Great. You two protect yourselves. I'll go get Naruto. She runs in, dodging the slow fighters, trying to make it to the center. Naruto himself was dodging and weaving each attacks while cutting down the bandits. She knows that someone is creeping up behind Naruto, so she flips over him, placing the man in the genjutsu where he would drop to the ground. You just had to go and make a mess, didn't you? And so what? You can't protect everyone, Naruto. Don't put those close to you at risk just because you want to save someone else. Naruto remains silent and then continues fighting. They finish the battle with ease, and only a few cuts and bruises on them. Naruto was tired, but then walks over to the man who was hiding behind a cart. Hey, this is for you. I remember seeing your face in the leaf a couple years ago before you moved. Naruto hands him the letter that had been cut open. The man then reads the first few lines, bursting into tears while thanking the young shinobi. It's no problem at all. Just don't forget what's in that letter, as that old man spent the rest of his few days writing it for you. The man holds it to his chest and bows to Naruto as he begins to walk away. Kurenai was in disbelief that Naruto was so composed, as he even walked by her, apologizing for putting them all in harm's way and doing the same with his two teammates Hinata and Shino. They would then begin heading back to the village as their mission was complete. But Kurenai does note it was strange that towards the land of waves there were so many bandits at this dock. But she thinks they were just here, and they continue back to the Leaf Village. As they make their way back, she also decides to begin their combat training. Under the guidance of Kurenai, Naruto, Shino, and Hinata embarked on a rigorous training arc to enhance their taijutsu and genjutsu skills. Recognizing the importance of physical prowess, Kurenai devised a series of intense exercises to push them to their limits. The training commenced with Naruto, known for his exceptional kenjutsu and taijutsu, but lacking the finesse in combat. Kurenai focused more on refining his genjutsu and chakra control, emphasizing that and also learning techniques that would manipulate the five senses. Naruto tirelessly practiced various forms of genjutsu until mastering basic hypnosis and manipulation. As over time his prowess became more fluid, and he eventually developed a new form of genjutsu that only he could use, which allowed him to release his chakra in a small area and manipulate the senses of others with his voice or his chakra itself. Meanwhile, Shino's unique ability as an insect user made him an enigma in combat. However, Kurenai aimed to amplify his taijutsu skills to complement his insect arsenal. She taught him how to utilize his chakra to enhance his strikes, make them more potent and unpredictable, as Shino learned to synchronize his movements with his insects, creating a formidable synergy that caught his opponents off guard. And for Hinata, who possessed an exceptional technique already, that being the gentle fist, Kurenai sought to expand her genjutsu efficiency as well. As Hinata had always been reserved and timid, but under Kurenai's guidance, she gradually gained her confidence. Kurenai introduced her to the world of illusions, teaching her how to manipulate her opponent's perception and create a mental disarray. Hinata's gentle yet formidable genjutsu skills became a testament to her growth as the team faced multiple simulated battles against skilled opponents as their training would continue to progress, challenging their newfound abilities to their limits. Throughout the arc, not only did their physical and mental capabilities flourish, but their bond as a team deepened. They learned to rely on one another and support each other, capitalizing on their strengths to overcome any obstacles that they encountered. As by the end of this training arc, Naruto, Shino, and Hinata had evolved into formidable shinobi. Their improved taijutsu and genjutsu skills, combined with their unwavering determination, set the stage for their future adventures, solidifying their place as vital assets of Kurenai's team. Kurenai was proud of her team, but Naruto still felt like a stranger to her at times, as during this training arc, Naruto had also been approached by Danzo, as we see a flashback now. Hello there, Naruto. Lord Danzo. And to what? No. Why are you here? Still, Such a smartass like your father. Amusing. Well, I'd like you to know something important. Come with me. Naruto is cautious but follows Danzo, leaving a clone left behind in the forest on standby. He is led to the location of the 4th Hokage's rebuilt home. This was once your own home, as everything you need will be inside. Naruto was confused, but goes inside, finding nothing but a small package with a document. We don't see what he reads in the papers, but this information forever changes the boy. He becomes colder to everything and everyone around him, as if he couldn't trust them. The first day of the Chunin exams then arrives, as Kurenai already had her team sign up. Naruto himself walks into the building leading his team, but they came across a grass team, as this was Kabuto's unit, and they confronted the Leaf Shinobi, stating they had no chance at all this year. Naruto goes to put up his blades, only to be stopped by Shino. To display your skills in the first test would be a complete waste. Yeah, you're right. They're not worth my time anyway. Naruto dispersed clones all over the building to make sure they found the real testing room, and they would easily pass the first test. Naruto himself was smart enough to actually answer the questions, and Hinata could just use her Byakugan, and Shino could use bugs to relay information to himself. While waiting on the next test proctor to arrive, Naruto begins looking around at all the other teams. Something feels off about a few of them, as if they were hiding their bloodlust. But maybe the other villages despise the Leaf so much. Anko then bursted through the glass windows, making Naruto cover himself, as he was near them. Well then, the next portion should be interesting to say the least. Once it's explained to all the Guinea, they begin heading into the forest. Naruto notes that the scroll they were given was the Earth Scroll, so they need to defeat a team with the Heaven one. They stop at a branch and begin planning. So what do you think we should do, Naruto? He closed his eyes and placed his hands together using a sensory jutsu. They wondered what he was doing until Hinata stated that someone was there. She used her Byakugan to see where they were coming from, and Naruto opened his eyes using a wind-style jutsu to repel the kunai that were coming from all angles. It's not just one of them. It's 2 teams. Either that or shadow clones, I can't tell. Each one of them then stands tall, with Naruto tying his headband tighter with a blade in his mouth. We don't need to go all out here. Just stay on the defensive until you find the one with the scroll. The grass team remains silent, in the shadows, with Kabuto noting he had believed that the Uzumaki were wiped out. But here was a full-blooded one right in front of him. He must collect him for Lord Orochimaru. As he sat behind the branches, staring down at them, he then noticed that Hinata turned his way. Damn it, the Byakugan. Naruto there. Good, now let's do this. He created several clones and they all dispersed around the area, going to attack each shinobi that was hidden. Some of them exploded, while others you would hear clash in the forest. The 3 all sat back, standing back to back, and Shino sends out his paralysis bugs as they would enter the forest, and Hinata gives them updates while Naruto tries to figure out what they should do. Hinata points in the direction of one with the scroll, and they head right for him. The one with the scroll was obviously Kabuto, so they appeared from all sides. Naruto held out his blades demanding the scroll, and he smiled. Sorry, but no can do. Kabuto then jumps in the air flipping, with a giant snake appearing right from under him and opening its mouth to eat Hinata. Naruto instantly jumps out, pushing her away as she set into a tree and he's eaten. Shino and Hinata are then surrounded by more shinobi. Wondering just what they would do in this moment, they begin having to fight off the shinobi around them, while also trying to figure out if Naruto was even alive in there. But who knows? Shino then says that he'll have to create some sort of distraction so they can help Naruto out. Hinata would then coat her fists in chakra, as Shino would do the same, standing back to back as they defend each other from their blind spots and continue to work together. But they then notice that something feels off. The air around them, it becomes colder. They don't know what it is yet, but someone is approaching, and fast. Naruto laid inside the belly of the snake, noting that there was some sort of toxin inside its body. He would sigh. I hate to show off some of my true strength here, but there's no other way out. Wind style. Rapid tornado. Suddenly, from behind Kabuto, the snake explodes and pieces of it are sent all over the forest, with Naruto now standing there. I'm pretty pissed off right now, and since killing is allowed in this portion of the exam, I'll seize the opportunity. Kabuto then rushes Naruto, and the two engage, while Shino and Hinata take on his other teammates from the grass village. Shino and Hinata work even better here as a duo because of their intense training from Kurenai. Shino covers the mid-range attacks with his bugs, while Hinata watches their close blind spots. They took down the shinobi after a little bit, but they didn't kill a single one of them. They look back over to Naruto to see his blade in the shoulder of Kabuto. He spits out a little blood, calling Naruto quite the monster. Naruto then raises his other sword, swinging it down, only to be sent flying into another tree branch by the blade in his stomach. As he's pinned to the wall, Naruto screams in agony, as for the first time in a while, he's feeling true pain. He can't even remove the sword, and he looks up to see Hinata and Shino being attacked. They can't stop the pale woman's attacks, and they're injured badly. Naruto, seeing Hinata hurt, screams for him to stop, and Orochimaru then turns to him. Well, if you think this is bad, you should see what happened to that little Uchiha brat. Hearing that Sasuke and Team 7 were also targeted, Naruto's rage went over the edge as he shouted so loud it echoed throughout the forest, and in this moment, he appeared in front of the beast, the nine-tailed fox. The young boy demanded power, but since this is the full Nine Tails, it isn't as negative as the original, although it still dislikes humans to a high extent. There you go again, demanding something that isn't yours. You humans are all the same, no matter what generation you come from. Kurama gets flashbacks to all of his Jinchuriki with that same face. Naruto then turns his back. You don't want to help me? Fine, but I'm sure you realized it as well. If he targeted me and Sasuke, that means he wants the Sharingan and the Nine Tails. But if you're willing to just be controlled by someone, then go ahead. I don't care. I'll save all my friends without you. Kurama then stands, asking what the boy was suggesting. Well, if you won't hand me the power, then cut me a deal. I'll destroy whoever you want, as long as you save my friends. The Nine Tails become serious, snarling at the boy, thinking of one person. Seems you have someone in mind already. There was a moment of silence until the beast whispers the name Madara Uchiha, the masked man you faced in battle many years ago. Naruto pauses for a moment and then starts laughing like a madman, making the Nine Tails smile. You're an interesting one, kid. So here. He taps his claw on the ground as chakra then begins to surround the body of Naruto. As the screams diminish in the sound, Naruto rips the sword from his chest and he instantly regenerates. Orochimaru stares forward, noting a transformation like this hasn't been documented in any of the Leaf's history from their previous Jinchuriki. Naruto's awakened Kyuubi state, and its rage, was being controlled by a thin golden adamantium chain that spiraled around his arms and the slim crown that was seen under his hair. As his orange chakra then flared up around him, it became more calm as the time passed. His vision also comes back, seeing clearly what was in front of him. He grabs the blade off the ground and blitzes Orochimaru. The Sannin is thrown off by his speed and has one of his arms cut off. In shock, he wonders why Naruto was able to control the Kyuubi's power so effortlessly. Naruto then swings the blade from a distance, sending chakra right at him. It cuts through another one of the large trees behind him as he would dodge and sends it crashing down on the Sannin. Orochimaru and Naruto go back and forth, trading attacks while having pieces of the large tree fall upon them as they would slice through it during their battle. Naruto's control over the Kyuubi was also further insinuated by him roaring, sending the Sannin into the sky. He looks down, wondering what the boy was doing, until Naruto's mouth would open. He began charging something out of it, but then he passed out, as the change began to glow brighter when he tried to use this attack. Orochimaru then took this as his chance to escape with the injured Kabuto, saying that they'll recover the Nine Tails later. They've done enough already. Naruto later wakes up with Team Guy guarding him from another team. He then sits up grabbing his blade, thanking Bushy Brows. He then creates 50 clones that take down the shinobi around them, but he also carries his two teammates away as they were still passed out. They finally make it to the tower, where Naruto decides to rest for a short while, as once he finds Kakashi, he asked him about his father's sealing techniques, stating that he was able to control the Nine Tails for just a brief moment. Kakashi asked for the details, wondering why he had to do so, and Naruto explains his last battle. His uncle was glad to see that he was safe. But that must have been Orochimaru who attacked both Naruto and Sasuke, which means he needs the Sharingan and the Nine Tails. This was a sticky situation, because if he's successful, he can take over the leaf and potentially the continent. Naruto walks over to check over on his two teammates who aren't doing too well, but he tells each of them to turn around. He places a hand on their back, with them beginning to glow as he heals them and restores their chakra supply with only a fraction of his own. Naruto notes he won't have to fight for a while, so he goes into a meditation state, accessing the realm that connects himself and Kurama. So, you're back already. I can't say I'm surprised. Whatever, I just have a few questions to ask you. We then skip to Naruto being awakened by Hinata and Shino to fight Kiba. Naruto looks around and then at Sasuke holding his thumb up. Sakura would ask what that's about, and Sasuke states it's nothing. This fight will be quick, as Kiba doesn't stand a chance against Naruto. You for real right now? How can you not have faith in him? Because I know without a doubt, Naruto could beat me. He's simply holding back all the time. Kiba looks to Naruto, saying he's going to beat him, and then Sasuke, before becoming a Chunin. This way, he'll win Hinata back. Naruto looks up to the stands confused at Hinata, who just shrugs, with Naruto noting Akamaru was ready. The dog then rushed in first, but Naruto slammed his fist to the ground using an earth-style jutsu that created a wall. Kiba dashed around that wall, lifting his head up not to see Naruto, but his sword. Another wall then appeared around him, and then another until he was completely blocked off from any light. Kiba sat around looking, shouting for Naruto to reveal himself, until the top of it was closed off as well. Then, all he could see were the glowing eyes that showed through the darkness as he appeared right behind Kiba. The young shinobi went to attack, but was stopped by thin wires that cut him. What the hell is this? Naruto walks over to his blade that was still against the rock, and he pulls it out. This is when all the wires were revealed to Kiba, who couldn't even move, as he couldn't believe it. Just that fast. He was outclassed? I should have figured you would do something like this. Well, Akamaru, it's time to put our training to the test. Lightning style. Fang over fang. The rocks then explode, flying everywhere in the arena, as Naruto was also sent flying, where he's hit by Akamaru and then Kiba. After bursting into the stadium wall, Kiba looks at Naruto, asking how he liked that. He then created clones that spread around all of his two opponents. They then slammed their hands down, making chakra appear around Kiba as well. Kiba would ask what this is, and Naruto explains it's a chakra barrier. Not many attacks can go through it, and not many attacks can break it. So essentially, I don't have to hold back in here at all. Kiba almost takes a step back, but he rushes Naruto using a regular fang over fang. Naruto catches Kiba by his head, with his eyes now glowing red. This fight is over. Naruto slams Kiba's face into the ground, knocking him out and shaking the stadium. He's declared the winner, but even Danzo notes all the Jonin and Anbu he had at the ready seemed nervous, but there was no denying it at all. Without a doubt, that was the power of the Kyuubi. And here I'll take a quick pause, because some people, might think that Naruto is pretty insane here, or he might feel crazy strong, but this is a full Naruto Uzumaki that's been trained from a young age, has the power of the full Nine Tails. And he's growing at an alarming rate because he has a goal in mind. Plus, even if it was just a fraction of Kurama's power, I'm pretty sure he could still knock out Kiba. Back to the story. The crowd is shocked but then celebrates as the son of the late Hokage moves to the next round. Naruto calms himself down, thanking the Nine Tails again, but Kurama ignores this since no one has ever thanked him before. The rest of the preliminaries go the same, but Naruto is more furious because of the way Neji beat Hinata. The same way that Shino lost here. Since Naruto is the only one left, he goes with Kurona to train. She knows that Naruto is much stronger than she realized, so she's straight up with him. Why do you hide your strength from others? Because my enemies are always watching me. I see. Well, you have a couple weeks to train before your fight against the others, so let's keep working on your genjutsu. Naruto sighs but goes along with it for a couple days until he runs into someone while helping someone in the Leaf Village. There was no doubt about it at all. To this man, he knew who this was. This was the child of his student. Jiraiya stares at Naruto, causing the boy to turn to him. Naruto directs his chakra towards him, placing him in a genjutsu, where Naruto tells him to meet him at the Hokage building. Jiraiya easily breaks the illusion, wondering how the boy was able to do that. Jiraiya then makes it to the Hokage office, where Naruto and Hiruzen were already waiting on him. The Hokage explains to Jiraiya that he'll be training Naruto until the Chunin exams would continue. He nods, looking at the boy and introducing himself. Yeah, you already know what my name is. I just have one question. What is it, kid? Can you make me stronger than my father? The Sannin is taken back by this question but smiles, saying there's no doubt in his mind that Naruto can become that strong and even stronger. The two then prepare to leave, as they head out that afternoon away from the Leaf Village. As night would fall during their travel, Jiraiya notes that the kid sleeps well even when away from home, as he would turn to lay down as well, but Naruto is seen with his eyes open with a smile, as the real Naruto stood tall in a dark room with only one light shining down on him, his eyes open, revealing the power of the Nine Tails once again, as Danzo sits back on the railing smiling. Good job, Naruto. Now let's begin. The training arc for Naruto with Jiraiya is very similar, except for the fact that Naruto gets to learn the Rasengan here. He's able to perform it, and he's able to do it with and without clones because of his intelligence. As for the rest of his training with Lord Danzo, the effects of it will take place later on, but his genjutsu does improve a lot because he has another clone with Kurenai still. Naruto then returns to the village a couple days before the exams continue with Jiraiya, who states that he'll be back as there's much more for him to learn. Naruto thanks his sensei, and he heads off into the village. He turns a corner where Jiraiya isn't able to see him and poofs into smoke, as the Naruto that was with Danzo could feel the rest of his power returning, as well as new memories and experiences, as well as a new jutsu that he learned. He was in the middle of completing his final test and got through it like a breeze. Naruto then exits with his little injuries slowly healing, but the words of Danzo echoing throughout the room. I know you'll be back. That power still isn't enough to satisfy even you. Naruto nods while leaving, but right as he closes the door, he goes up in smoke. The true Naruto was seen far away from the Leaf Village, standing on a hill that overlooks a place of ruin. The maps all lead to here. Naruto, with the hood over his head, smiles. I'll be back to reclaim what's rightfully mine. Days later, in the arena, we see Neji waiting for his opponent to arrive, when two blades would crash down from the sky, splitting the ground. Naruto stands on top of them, looking down at Neji, as Neji would get in a stance, saying that their destinies will collide here. Yeah, you're right, but this is when you realize that you're just a small part in my story. So make sure this fight is good enough that I can tell my grandchildren about it. Naruto prepares himself for this battle, grabbing his blade from the ground. I'll make this easy for you. and I'll only use one of my hands. Neji calls this impossible, but feels something on his back. It was Naruto, leaning on him while smiling. Is it now? Neji turns, swinging his palms, only to be kicked in his side. Come on, Neji. Make this fun for me. He's insanely fast. Just how am I supposed to defend against that speed? Neji activated his Byakugan, only to be kicked in the chin by Naruto. Trust me, you'll need those eyes for this battle. Is that so? Neji changes his stance, making him more defensive, and Naruto throws his blade towards him. 360 palm rotation. It deflects the blade, sending it back to Naruto, cutting him on the cheek. He feels the blood sliding down his face, so he smiles. So this is your real strength, within your defense. But just how long can you defend? Naruto walks over, picking up his blade. Let's do this. He rushes in, swinging it, only to have it blocked over and over again by Neji. Naruto continued, not giving up at all. This is pointless, Naruto. You can't break through my defense. Those watching then noticed that Naruto's chakra flared up and condensed itself within his blade. Then Azuma's team turned to him. What? Oh, that? He's basically my younger brother. Of course I had to teach him. Naruto now swings down the blade and it clashes with Neji's defense, making the Hyuga stagger. What was that? He can't possibly be breaking through it. This is the ultimate defense. Naruto continues to laugh while slowly breaking through Neji's defense until it's fully broken. He cuts the young Hyuga's across his chest before kicking him to the ground. This is for Hinata. Naruto goes to stab into the ground but is stopped by the proctor who protects Neji by parrying the blade. That is enough. Naruto Uzumaki is the winner. The crowd cheers for the prodigy, and Naruto walks off, heading to the stands. If you want to change your destiny so damn bad, then get stronger. Only the strong are allowed to change their circumstances. The next match is Temari versus Shikamaru. And that goes the same, as now we have Sasuke versus Gaara, which eventually leads to the Konoha Crush. As the Genjutsu is placed in the exam arena, Naruto turns to the third Hokage, who gives him the okay. Naruto jumps down, telling Sasuke to keep him distracted, and Sasuke asks how, but Naruto replenished his stamina and his chakra. Alright, I think I can do that. He creates several clones to help the young Uchiha contain the One-Tails Jinchuriki, as in a fierce battle, an enraged Gaara taps into the power of the One-Tails and his sand swirling around him menacingly. Naruto and Sasuke stand side by side, ready to face this formidable opponent. Naruto quickly creates multiple clones again, while Sasuke activates his Sharingan, analyzing Gaara's movements. The clones display remarkable coordination and engage Gaara head-on. With swift agility, they attack from all angles, launching kunai and shuriken. Gaara's sand then deflects all the projectiles effortlessly, but the clones continue their assault, their attacks relentless. Sasuke, utilizing his lightning-based jutsu, unleashes a series of lightning-infused strikes, mainly the Chidori, aiming to disrupt Gaara's control over the sand. His lightning jutsu, another one that he had learned, cracks through the air, causing Gaara's sand to momentarily falter. Seizing the opportunity, Naruto's clones strike with concentrated force, aiming to weaken Gaara even further. Meanwhile, the real Naruto remains focused on his own task, preparing the sealing jutsu. He carefully weaves hand signs, concentrating his chakra with the utmost precision. The tension then rises as Gaara senses Naruto's intentions and becomes increasingly desperate to then stop the real Naruto. As his attacks become more ferocious, Naruto's clones then struggle to hold their ground. The sand whips around, creating a formidable barrier. But the clones stay persistent, working together to find the vulnerables in Gaara's defense. Sasuke, on relying on his Sharingan and his lightning and fire-style jutsu. Strategically, the clones would support him, as finally, Naruto completes the sealing jutsu, a potent technique capable of restraining even the most powerful of adversaries. As with a burst of energy, Naruto unleashes the jutsu, targeting Gaara directly. The sealing energy surrounds Gaara, momentarily immobilizing him. As taking advantage of this critical moment, Naruto's clones and Sasuke unleash their devastating attacks. The clones combine their strength, using a Rasengan, while Sasuke launches a Chidori, as the two attacks somewhat combine, creating an explosion in the area. This was too much for even Gaara to withstand, as overwhelmed by the relentless attacks, his control over the One-Tails, or the One-Tails' control over him, will completely weaken, and he passes out, exhausted and defeated. Naruto's sealing jutsu was now taking full effect, successfully sealing away the remains of the One-Tails' power, allowing Gaara to not hear the voices within his head anymore. The rest of the shinobi are still at work, defending the Leaf Village, so Naruto and Sasuke go to do the same, with Naruto heading deep into the heart of Konoha, as Sasuke goes to the outskirts. Naruto looks ahead, seeing the battle between Orochimaru and Hiruzen, running to his grandfather's aid. He's then kicked in the chest by a red-headed girl. "Sorry, but I can't let you interfere with our plans." Naruto looks at her, as she pushes her glasses onto her face. That red hair, and those eyes, and guessing by your chakra, you're an Uzumaki as well, aren't you? She didn't even notice that Naruto was the same as her, as she thought they were wiped out. Naruto nods, as he says that must mean there's more besides the two of them. Naruto places his hand out, telling her to join him instead. They can find their clan together. Karin ponders this for a moment, but is shocked, and she's knocked out by a shadow clone. This clone takes her to the home of Naruto, tying her up until he would return. Now, for the battle between Orochimaru. The barrier is then broken by Naruto, who kills Jirobo, a member of the Sound Four. The blade of Orochimaru then gets closest to the face of Hiruzen, but is parried by Naruto's own. "Let's finish this, Gramps." Naruto's enters his own QB state, with Lord Third summoning Monkey King Enma. This is how the two of them decide to deal with Orochimaru, the Snake Sannin. From this point, he didn't stand a chance, because whenever Hiruzen had an opening, Naruto covered it, and with Naruto showing off some of his new techniques, such as the Rasengan, they defeat Orochimaru quickly. Hiruzen still thinks of him as his old student, but Naruto cuts his head clean off with his chakra-coated blade. Keeping him alive will do nothing but hurt us. Hiruzen sighed, but quickly realized that Naruto was right. Eventually, the fighting had died down, and the Konoha Crush had ended with the victory of the Leaf Village. With the Leaf now being rebuilt, and they're planning their next move, Hiruzen thought of who could be the next Hokage. Of course, Danzo wanted to take the position for himself, but Hiruzen had two others in mind. Each was one of his students, but Jiraiya had denied once again, stating that Tsunade would be a better fit for the job. So, he decides to take Naruto with him in order to find Tsunade. But where was Naruto? We see the young Uzumaki standing within a dark room. Sitting across from him would be Karin. "You know, you should be thankful I untied you." "Yeah, but you're also the one who knocked me out, so I should try to kill you now." "There was no time then, but since you're here, I guess I'll show you this." Naruto shows her a scroll that she would catch, which revealed something special within it that even Karin didn't know about. She asked if it was real, and Naruto nodded, which caused her to join him, not as an ally, but as a shinobi who had the same goals as him. Naruto is later found by Jiraiya, who tells them of his mission, and Naruto nods, heading out with him. He leaves Karin in the hands of Konohamaru, who plans to follow her and keep track until Naruto returns. On their journey to find Tsunade, the two of them, of course, run into the Akatsuki pair, as Naruto remembers the face of Itachi when seeing him. This instantly causes him to be on the offensive, using the techniques he already knows. He could put up a decent fight. Still, it is Itachi and Kisame, and all they can do is stall until Jiraiya would arrive. This is where the two are forced to flee once they see Jiraiya within his Sage mode, as the only reason he used it here was due to Itachi actually wanting to fight them. Still, once they were forced to leave, they had to take Sasuke to the Leaf Hospital and then continued their search for Tsunade, later encountering her drinking at a bar where she refuses to become the Hokage. She explains that it's a no-good position for those who just want power and do nothing good with it. Naruto stays silent, which shocks not only her, but Jiraiya. The boy then stands looking at the woman while also bowing. As a student of Gramps, I'll show you respect, but the past Kage have done nothing but help the village in their own way. That's fine if you don't want to become the Hokage, but I have some friends that need your help, and only you can help them. She takes a sip of her drink, stating that she's not going with them, as Naruto's chakra flares up and his red eyes return. I wasn't asking you. I'm telling you. His voice had deepened, as he could also hear the nine tails through him. She becomes serious, telling Jiraiya that this kid is dangerous. Wielding the power of the nine tails so effortlessly like that isn't easy, and it's also crazy that a kid could do it. But if Jiraiya is his master, then it makes sense that he would know something like that. But to also threaten Asani with no real plan is idiotic. Naruto, hearing her words, would sigh. If you won't do it, then teach me medical ninjutsu so I can do it my damn self. His eyes return to blue, and he seems to control himself. Tsunade refused this offer since Kabuto had approached her asking her to help revive Orochimaru, as in exchange, he would revive someone from her own past with the help of Orochimaru. The next day, she goes to meet with him, but refuses the offer and is surrounded by the remaining sound shinobi. They rush in attacking her, but Naruto and Jiraiya would arrive. So this is the remains of what that man left. I'll destroy it all. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. The clones of Naruto go on the attack, completely demolishing the Sound 4, Kabuto, and even Kimimaro. As with this, the grass or the Sound Village has no more real members, as those who are left revert to rogue ninjas or just simple bandits. And since she was saved by Naruto, she also saw her brother and lover within his eyes through his determination. So she decides to return to the Leaf Village, but this was only to heal his friends and train him. After this, she had planned to leave. Naruto nods, thanking her, as the group will return to the Leaf later on. As Tsunade first goes to the hospital, healing Kakashi, Sasuke, Hinata, and Rock Lee. She stated to Hiruzen that she still wouldn't become the Hokage, but she does plan to train the future one in Naruto, as Jiraiya claims he would do the same, as their training isn't done either. Instead of him being the one to leave the Leaf Village, here, it's Sasuke and Kakashi, both realizing that Itachi is far out of their league. They need to become even stronger, as well as unlocking more of the Sharingan's true power. Everyone says their goodbyes to Sasuke, with Naruto promising to have a friendly match upon his return. The young Uchiha tells him not to count on it, as when he comes back, Naruto won't stand a chance. From this point on, we'll enter the time skip to Shippuden. But during this 2 years of training, Naruto learns everything he can from Tsunade as well as Jiraiya. Plus, he still does his training with Azuma, Hiruzen, and even Danzo. These 5 mentors build Naruto into the incredible shinobi that he becomes, as he becomes a Jonin just 2 years later, which would make him the youngest one doing so at age 14. The techniques and strategies he would learn are also incredible, as during the time skip, it also seems that Karin and him formed a bond, similar to the one that she had with Sasuke. However, Naruto seemed to care more about it, but he was still focused on his goal. But what was that? A night like many others before. The moon was full, and now red hair was seen swaying in the wind. A black and red armor was around the boy's body, with his twin blades on his back. You ready? Karin presses her glasses further on her face while nodding. Remind me again where we're headed. Naruto smiled, letting his eyes turn red. A land between the stone and the sand village. It's stated within that scroll that it's a land that's empty, barren. Due to the harsh conditions of both settlements combining, the rocks and sand become red because of the sun. A perfect place for those of the Whirlpool village to hide, somewhere where no one would guess, as it's the exact opposite of their previous home. Now then, it's time to go reclaim what's rightfully mine. Karin and Naruto leave Konoha without saying a word to anyone, taking the little amount of supplies that they would need. The two begin traveling towards a barren land, making it through many places, as on the way they do have some side quests, as it's the usual, such as helping people, taking down bandits, and making deals with town leaders, and training even more. It does take quite some time for them to make it over there, but luckily the Akatsuki hadn't made their move just yet. A month did pass, leading to them making it to the barren wasteland. Rocks and mountains would cover the area, as well as dust storms blocking their vision. Are you sure they're gonna be here, Naruto? Yeah, this is the perfect place for them to hide. But to know if they have their own village, that might be something completely different. Naruto and Karin found themselves traversing the desolate wasteland between the land of earth and wind, hoping to reach the new home of the UZUMAKI clan. As they ventured deeper into the barren landscape, they were suddenly taken by surprise and captured by their fellow UZUMAKI. When Naruto and Karin awoke, they found themselves in a room where the interrogation had began. An older man sat in front of them, with his hair almost white. What was your purpose for traveling to this land? Naruto leans his head up, poking out his chest, making the scroll reveal itself. The man smiles, grabbing it, saying that he left this scroll when he was just a little bit older than the two of them. And, seeing as they are Uzumaki, they could be welcomed here as well. But, surely, that wouldn't satisfy the two of them who have sought them out. He asked for their real motive, and Naruto, well, he explained it all, stating that he would become their king and free the Uzumaki, making this a new village for them, establishing them as another world power that wouldn't be destroyed this time. He sighs and introduces himself as Muyashi Uzumaki, their town elder. There were many like Naruto already here within the village, so he had to ask what made him so sure that this would work. Naruto then closed his eyes, reopening them and ripping through the ropes that were binding him. The guards would put their hands up, but Muyashi would put his own up, telling them to hold on. Naruto's eyes will reveal that he was a Jinchuriki. With the Ninetales, we won't have to worry. Oh, so you plan to use that beast to ensure our safety? What a crafty one you are. No, you're completely wrong. I'm not using anyone. Kurama and I, we're partners. Naruto then enters a KCM-1 state, showing off his immense power that shakes the entire building. This is what I'm going to use to change the world. I'm going to rid it of those who wish to capture the tail beast, and I'm going to make sure the remaining tail beasts and their Jinchuriki are treated kindly, as well as every other shinobi that exists. I obtained the true power of the Ninetales by becoming his friend, not by stealing his power. Muyashi was surprised that such a thing could be accomplished, but still, no one here knew of Naruto, so there would still be a lot of work to become their new leader, as well as gaining enough money to establish a village. Naruto tells him not to worry and asks where his bag was. They hand it to him and Naruto would go in it, undoing one of its scrolls to reveal all the money that he's collected as a shinobi thus far, telling Muyashi to take it and tell no one. The man is starstruck while watching Naruto untie Karin, as he would tell the two of them to go out into the town and enjoy it, as this will be their home. He'll prepare a room for them tonight. As they exit, their eyes would widen. It was a sight that brought them relief and even astonishment to their hearts. This was the new home of the Uzumaki, a place where they had never heard of or never even set foot in until now. As they explored the town, they were welcomed with open arms by many. The Uzumaki, known for their distinctive red hair and powerful chakra, had managed to carve out a thriving community in this desolate wasteland. The town was adorned with many vibrant banners symbolizing their hope and their resilience. Naruto and Karin soon discovered that the Uzumaki had endured countless hardships to establish their new home. They faced scarcity and fierce battles between each other, and the constant threat of hostile forces one day trying to hunt them down. Yet, through sheer determination, they had persevered and built a place where the Uzumaki clan could one day flourish once again. The town was filled with a sense of unity and camaraderie. The Uzumaki would continue to share stories of their ancestors passed down through generations and the tales of their struggles as well as their triumphs. Naruto and Karin felt an overwhelming connection to their heritage as they witnessed more of the indomitable spirit of their people. Together with their newfound Uzumaki family, Naruto and Karin pledged to contribute and to help the growth as well as protecting their community. Naruto's leadership, combined with Karin's immense knowledge and also her medical expertise as well as her sealing prowess, proved to be an invaluable aspect in shaping the future of their new home. They worked tirelessly to strengthen the bonds among the Uzumaki and create a safe haven for their people. As the days passed, the wasteland between the land of earth and even wind transformed into a thriving sanctuary, a testament of the Uzumaki's unwavering resolve. Naruto and Karin, once surprised captives, now became an integral part of the Uzumaki's new home, where their people could live in peace and harmony. Yet, they had to make sure that there was peace in the world. Eventually, a year goes by, and Naruto is seen as a powerful figure among the Uzumaki Council. As of now, they turned this place into a village, the new Whirlpool Village, where Muyashi was their Uzukage. Of course, we all want Naruto to be the first one, but he realized the importance of Muyashi setting the standard for all those to come after him. With their village now being rebuilt and having a great number of shinobi, they decide to make their next move. Naruto proposed that they gain an ally with those villages near them first. A member of the council then suggested why not the Leaf Village, since Naruto was from there, but Naruto continued to explain his reasoning. If the two villages closest to them were to turn on them, then all their work for this last year will be for nothing. And since Naruto has the Nine Tails, the other villages have to at least listen to what he has to say. The other members think about it for a moment and vote in agreement, so Naruto leaves the village with Karin and several other Uzumaki, as Muyashi wishes his friend luck, and Naruto thanks him for even believing in him and giving him this chance. So now, they would also begin their journey to the land of wind, heading to the Sand Village. Knowing that he and Gaara are actually on good terms would help him out in this deal so much, so he has to go there first. They would eventually arrive, learning that Gaara had been captured, so they of course spring into action. As in this mission to rescue Gaara from the clutches of the Akatsuki, Naruto, along with his team consisting of Karin and numerous other Uzumaki clan members, embarked on a daring and high-stakes operation. Gaara's capture by Deidara and Sasori sent shockwaves throughout the Sand Village, and it was up to Naruto and his allies since they didn't actually go to the Leaf Village yet. As they infiltrated the Akatsuki's hideout, the Uzumaki clan members showcased their exceptional skills in sealing jutsu and chakra manipulation, proving to be formidable as a force as a whole. Karin, known for her sensory abilities and her healing prowess, played a crucial role on guiding the team and ensuring their safety. Upon reaching Gaara's location, a fierce battle erupted between Naruto and Sasori. The master puppeteer unleashed an array of deadly mechanical creations, each one infused with lethal poisons. Naruto, fueled by his own unwavering determination and the power of the Nine Tails, fought back with his signature Rasengan and his shadow clones, as well as many other sealing jutsu and even the adamantium chains. Meanwhile, Deidara, recognizing the impending defeat of his partner, seized the opportunity to escape. Using his explosive clay creations he created a diversion, allowing himself to flee from the scene. Despite Naruto's valiant efforts, Deidara managed to slip away, leaving behind a trail of devastation. The battle between Naruto and Sasori then raged on, with Naruto tapping into his newfound control over the Nine Tails, entering somewhat of a five-tailed state. This would allow him to overwhelm as many puppets as Sasori would throw at him. He would then realize that he's overpowered, retreating into the shadows and vowing revenge, but was caught by the other Uzumaki and finished off by Naruto as he was cornered. The battle itself wasn't close at all, but at the same time, the reason for Naruto even holding back was to hide his true power from the world, as he didn't want to scare anyone before actually confirming the alliances between these two villages. With Gaara safely rescued and actually alive here, Deidara would escape, and the mission was a bittersweet success. Naruto, Karin, and the Uzumaki clan members returned to the Sand Village, their triumph then tempered by the knowledge that the Akatsuki still loomed as a large threat. With Naruto and Karin each knowing medical ninjutsu, Kankuro and many others were healed. The Kazekage himself thanks Naruto when waking up, but asks why he came here in the first place. Naruto explains a lot of what happened over the past year, and Gaara was astonished while looking at their red hair. Some of the Uzumaki would question the Kage, asking if he was one of them because of his own hair, but he states no with a relaxed smile, wishing he was deep down. Naruto then corrects them by saying that they're brothers in a way, through their tail beast. Gaara would nod, and he finalizes a simple treaty between the villages, knowing a summit by the Kage would be called later to discuss the further details of it. Naruto thanks them and then heads back to the Whirlpool village, reporting the success of the mission to Musashi as the man was ecstatic. Naruto was truly their golden child. Now, they just needed the support of the Stone Village, and this might prove to be a little harder, but the only way they would find out was to go there. The journey to the Stone Village isn't a long one at all, but to even get there was the hard part. They were constantly denied at the gate until Naruto showed them a scroll and a pendant given to him by Gaara himself, which allowed them to get in as they headed right for the Tsuchikage's office. Outsiders weren't allowed within just for any reason, so Naruto explains he wishes to create a treaty. Hearing this, the guards listen and begin only allowing Naruto to pass through. He makes it to the office of the Kage, where Inoki instantly recognizes him. There's no mistaking it at all. You have to be the son of the late 4th Hokage of the Leaf Village. Naruto nods and says he's not a part of the Leaf Village. Instead, he helped reclaim the Uzumaki village. Now, he wishes to create an alliance with the stone, or at least some sort of agreement in peace. Inoki ponders this and asks how it will benefit his village, and Naruto sits down, becoming serious, saying that they will be able to keep their Jinchuriki. As he explains, he goes into further detail about the Akatsuki, and how he just saved the Kazekage, creating an alliance with them. The two of them sit in silence for a moment, with Inoki floating over to the boy. How do you plan to stop them? Naruto devises a plan, which convinces Inoki to enough to have an alliance with the Whirlpool village. Only if Naruto's plan will succeed would it actually be put into action. Now, he has to return and wait. Rumors soon begin to spread around the 5 nations of a meeting that will take place with their Kage and their Jinchuriki. The Akatsuki instead wait for this meeting, gathering their members together, as the only ones who weren't in attendance were Itachi because he was being hunted by Sasuke and Sakura, and Sasori, who had already died to Naruto. As this Sasuke returned to the village much stronger than ever before, ready to seek out why his brother did such a terrible thing. 2 months had passed, and the summit is held. The villages organized a fake Kage summit to lure the Akatsuki members, who were still a looming threat. All the villages sent out their strongest force shinobi and their Jinchuriki to participate in this elaborate plan. However, 2 notable absences were still those 2 that I had mentioned before, as during the summit, Naruto, along with the other members of the Uzumaki clan, devised a strategy to ambush the Akatsuki who had appeared, utilizing his last reserves of chakra and his mastery of shadow clones. Naruto led an assault against the masked man, who possessed an ability to warp through reality. But this time, Naruto had a new trick up his sleeve: the flying Raijin, Sunpo style. With his newfound technique, Naruto could manipulate space using his seals, giving him the ability to also teleport and reappear within a selected area just like the masked man. This allowed him to counter the masked man's reality warping abilities effectively, as well as Naruto showing off the power of the Nine Tails in his own seven-tailed state. Naruto and his fellow UZUMAKI engaged the masked man with an intense battle, determined to learn his true identity and put an end to all of his villainous plans. In the background, pain was being dealt with by an even stronger Kakashi with the Mangekyo Sharingan and Purple Lightning, as well as Might Guy in the sixth gate, and Azuma, who had summoned Monkey King Enma. Surprisingly, Jiraiya and Tsunade were here as well for even more support, as the Raikage had sent out B and his other shinobi, who helped a lot here as well, and the remaining Akatsuki members stood no chance, especially with the Jinchuriki of each village here going all out. Even Hidan was able to be dealt with and was sealed by the Uzumaki who were there with Naruto. Throughout the confrontations, the masked man's true identity was unveiled, revealing a shocking revelation that would shape the course of this story, with Kakashi not believing it was true, but Naruto's relentless determination, combined with the support of his comrades, ultimately led to the defeat of Obito Uchiha and the protection of his own village. The Fate Kage Summit served as a turning point in the ongoing conflict between the villages and the Akatsuki. It showcased Naruto's strength and his growth as a shinobi, as his ability to adapt into challenging situations, as now he could be regarded as a hero and a pivotal role in ensuring the safety of his own village and many others by taking down this terrorist group. His incredible intellect served him well, and now the real meeting could begin. As while this went on, Sasuke was working on defeating his brother, as after doing so, he was told the truth by Itachi, who thought he was dying, but was saved by Sakura while Sasuke sat down. So those in charge of the Leaf Village caused the death of my own parents and many others. Well, it's a good thing that Naruto has changed that. Itachi asked Sasuke what he meant by this, and from nowhere, Naruto had appeared, looking around. Well, it seems like you won. I figured something else was going on. This is when Danzo would fall to their feet from Naruto. His eyes, arms, and legs were all missing, but he was kept alive by Naruto. Itachi couldn't believe his eyes, but this was it. Sasuke then chopped off the head of Danzo, not even looking in his direction, with Naruto smiling. So Sasuke, are you ready to change the world? Yeah, let's do this. 3 years would pass, with peace stretching across all the lands. A meeting is called by the Kage, and it's with their computers since they have developed so much technology. But this was a short meeting just to check in on how things were going in each village. As from the Leaf Village, we see Sasuke, and from the Whirlpool, Naruto. Both had become powerful Kage who protected their village. The short meeting went on, and it ended with some simple votes. After closing the laptop, Naruto's door is opened by a red-headed toddler. He reaches out his arms, and Naruto picks him up. Hey there, Boruto. What are you doing here? Karin then walks in to bring him lunch, and Naruto kisses her on the cheek, thanking her. He would stand, looking out at the village that became much bigger in these last 3 years. You know, I always wondered, what made you never seem to doubt me? You've always trusted me from the beginning. Why is that? She looks to Naruto, telling him that his eyes gave her hope, and his words created a safe haven for her ears. She knew he wouldn't fail because of who he was deep down. Naruto smiled, blushing a little bit, saying he's a lucky guy. But they still had much work to do. The next generation of shinobi is going to need their guidance more than ever to keep this peace. Naruto then looks down at Boruto, who was holding his hand out towards the glass. That's right, my son. All of this could one day be yours as well.